Why are men abandoning their responsibilities? On this segment of A Scary to Remarry. What's up, Brave Hearts community? This is Shon Hyneman, your premier pre-engagement coach. This topic, I believe every man should hear. I know everyone has their experiences. Everybody has to live their own life. But to me, I feel that most men are abandoning their responsibilities because no one is holding them accountable. And I know for me, I grew up in an era where men were held accountable. And I see that times are changing and men aren't being held accountable, for one, because there are a lack of fathers in the house. Single parent households are on the rise, and that's no shade against single parents. You do what you have to do to raise your kids. But there's a lot of guys who aren't being responsible. I mean, even from a family dynamic, that you have a child and you choose not to be a part of that child's life, like that's being irresponsible. You get to enjoy the benefits of making a child, but you don't want to be there to help this child grow into the person that God has created them to be. And I think a lot of men don't know who they are, especially they don't know their identity. So a lot of times there are guys out here that just doing whatever they want. And then a lot of times our young men are being coddled because, and again, this is no knock on single parents. There's some great single parents out there. I'm not saying that you can't raise healthy and effective kids, but I do believe it takes two parents, because I know, don't come for me in the comment section saying that I knew some kids that grew up in a dysfunctional home and they had two parents, or they had a father, but he wasn't emotionally available. I get it. I know, but I'm saying that there are benefits to having a two-parent home. Are you tired of dating the same person, just different faces? Are you tired of people wasting your time in this whole dating process? Do you desire to marry one day? I created this 5-part video series entitled Dating Intentionally, 5 Ways to Know They Are the One for You. You can get it now in the comment section below. You will see it is 5, the number 5, ways to know podia.com. I created this 5-part video series with you in mind. Now let's get back into today's podcast episode, where at least both parents are present and trying their best to raise healthy and effective kids. Because this whole parenting thing, like, there's no rule book on this. You have to learn parenting on the fly. And everybody parenting styles and parenting skills look different depending on how you were raised. So if you are a single parent raising a young man, just know that it is important that he do have some other men in his life that he can relate to, because he might not be able to say what he want to say to mommy, but he will maybe have an uncle, or maybe the high school football coach, or just whoever that can help him during his growth. But I think we do need to hold our young men accountable, because we live in this culture where it's like, don't shame me, and all that stuff, because accountability is a bad word by today's standards. I have 3 little boys, and I'm teaching them to walk in their purpose, and I'm teaching them about just morals and things of that nature as they are little kids. So that way they get this when they're little, it's instilled in them when they're older. The scripture talks about training up a child in the way he should go, so when he's old, he won't depart from it. And that's my job as a man, is to raise healthy, respectful young men that's going to change society, or even change culture, or just even the community that they're in. But I do believe that we need mentorship more now than ever. There are some men that I know that never had mentors, but they've learned from other people's mistakes. They've watched people from afar and said, I don't want to make that mistake. So they have learned, and they don't have mentors, but have turned out to be great men, great fathers, just great men in general. So there are some people who will learn from mistakes, but there are people, hard-headed people like me, who needed mentors. And I'm not talking about just one, but I'm talking about numerous mentors where I was at in different seasons of my life who would help call me out on my stuff whenever I was wrong. And I just had a lot of maturing and a lot of growing to do. And a lot of men are selfish, that everything is always about them. And you can't be a leader being selfish, that especially if you have a family, you have to think about those who you've been entrusted with. And I think with men, they struggle with stewardship, who, again, families that you've been entrusted with, people you've been entrusted with. How do you treat these people? Are you a man of integrity? Can people depend on you? Can they rely on you? But if the foundation isn't set right, it's hard for them to grow into mature men, because the foundation haven't been set when they've been little boys. And a lot of times little boys miss that process of being trained by their dad or being trained by another man. So that way they can pass that on to the next generation. And that's the way it works. But there's been a disconnect uh, in the culture and in society, especially with Black men and our younger generation of Black boys. So of course, men are going to neglect their responsibilities because there isn't any accountability. And until we can get that, until we normalize that, it's going to continue to be what it is. Like I said, single parent households are the second highest setting to what a household look like. Number one is a blended family. And then number two is the single parent household. So nuclear families aren't what they used to be. Everything's look different. But I think as men, if we start to stand up and we start to walk in integrity, and then we can take our spot back as men and be able to help change culture and society. Because I do believe one reason we're in the predicament that we're in now, and with these gender wars and stuff like that, because as men, we aren't being the example. If you want to make change, you have to be the example instead of looking for people to try to replace what you need to do as a man. So set the example, bring along other men, and then I believe we can see change, and men will start to be more responsible and being committed to their responsibilities. I know I said a lot. I'm just very passionate about this. Leave a comment below. I would love to hear what you have to say and what we can do to help men start to be more responsible out here, because times have just changed. And men and women alike, I would love to hear. Comment below. Leave a rating and review if you are listening to this on podcasts. If you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, I would love to hear from you. I would like to get the reviews up. Make sure that if you do leave a review, I'll give you a shout out on the show. And make sure you hit the subscribe button and share this with another man. You never know who might need this. This is Shon Hyneman at A Scared to Remarry, wanting you to love fearlessly. Take care, people.